there's a silent prison that most will never see. Not because it is hidden, but because it has always been there, embedded in their minds. It's the invisible force that dictates your habits, limits your vision, and writes your destiny without your permission. It's not fate. It's not luck. It's a paradigm, a program written into your subconscious before you were even aware you had a choice. You were born into a world already coded. Parents, teachers, and society wrote the script that tells you what you're capable of, how much you're worth, and what's possible for someone like you. They didn't mean to limit you. They just passed down their own chains. You were programmed to survive, not to thrive, to obey, not to think, to repeat, not to create. But the truth is brutal and liberating all at once. Your results are not random. They are reflections of your paradigm, your income, your habits, your confidence. All of them are just the software running your life. You can chase money, chase love, chase success, but until you reprogram the mind, the system will always reboot to the same level of mediocrity. This is why the majority live on loop. Same job, same fears, same cycles of self-sabotage, because their paradigm refuses to let them evolve. They say they want change, but deep inside, they're still loyal to the familiar pain that defines them. The battlefield isn't out there. It's inside. You've been trained to obey the old program instead of questioning it. But you can rewrite the code. You can override the beliefs that no longer serve you. Understand this. Your conscious mind thinks, but your subconscious acts. You can dream all you want, visualize endlessly, speak affirmations in the mirror. But until you penetrate the subconscious and alter the emotional blueprint that runs your life, nothing truly changes. The subconscious cannot reject what you feed it. It accepts every thought you repeat with emotion as truth. So what have you been repeating? What lies have you reinforced with your fear? I can't. I'm not ready. I'm not enough. That's the poison you've been programming with every thought, every excuse, every hesitation. To break free, you must become ruthless with what enters your mind. Guard it like sacred ground. The media, the gossip, the endless distractions, all of it is malware designed to keep you docile and compliant. Cut it off. Reclaim your mental real estate. Then, implant a new vision. One written in your own blood and will. One that terrifies your old self. One that demands discipline, obsession, and faith. Carry that vision like a weapon. Read it daily. Feel it like it already exists. Because to the subconscious, imagination and reality are one and the same. Change your paradigm, and your entire life will mutate. Your habits will shift. Your energy will rise. Opportunities that once seemed invisible will start appearing like ghosts drawn to your new vibration. You will understand that the world does not change for you. It changes through you. You will realize that time cannot be managed. Only you can. You will stop worshiping logic, because logic is the jailer of dreamers. The greats were all irrational. They believed in the impossible before the world caught up. You will start to see that creativity isn't reserved for the gifted. It's the natural state of the human spirit. That willpower is not just focus. It's divine fire, forged through relentless decision. And when you awaken to this truth, the program collapses. The limits dissolve. The walls fall away. The old you, the one that obeyed fear, dies. And in its place stands something dangerous. Someone capable of bending the world instead of being bent by it. Because once you realize you are the architect of your paradigm, you stop asking for permission to change. You stop seeking validation from the programmed masses. You stop living like a slave to invisible code You start rewriting your reality line by line, thought by thought, day by day. The power you've been praying for is not coming. It's already here, flowing through you every second. You are the conduit, the creator, the mind behind the machine. And once you take command of your paradigm, you will never bow to the old world again. Step 1. Audit the code within. The greatest enemy you will ever face isn't out there. It's the invisible system operating within you. The paradigm is not just a concept. It is the software running your mind. It determines how you think, how you react, and how far you'll go before fear drags you back. Most people never even question it. They call it personality, habit, or just the way I am. But that's the lie. You are not your paradigm. You are the one who can rewrite it. Before you can finish this year strong, you must tear down every illusion that has defined your limitations. This is the audit, the internal excavation that exposes the truth behind your current results. Look around you. Your environment, your finances, your health, your relationships, all of them are reflections of your inner code. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are programmed to believe you deserve. To audit the code, you must step outside of yourself for a moment. Watch your life as if it belonged to someone else. What patterns repeat? What cycles refuse to break? Why do the same disappointments seem to find you again and again? These are not coincidences. These are echoes of subconscious programming written years ago, perhaps before you could even think for yourself. Your paradigm was installed without your consent, built by family fears, societal expectations, and early experiences that whispered lies into your mind. Don't dream too big. You're not smart enough. Play it safe. And without realizing it, you accepted those limitations as law. Now, decades later, that programming still pulls the strings, keeping you in the same mental cage. So how do you expose the code? You start with brutal honesty. You ask questions that cut through the noise. What belief makes me shrink when I should expand? Where do I trade long-term fulfillment for temporary comfort? What excuses have I polished into identity? Write them down. Let the truth bleed onto paper. The act of writing makes thought tangible. It forces you to confront what's been living in the shadows of your mind. This is not a journal of self-pity. It's a war report. Every lie you uncover is a target identified. Once you start this process, the mind will resist. It will defend its old programming like a cornered animal. It will tell you, this is unnecessary. You're fine. That's the paradigm speaking, desperate to survive. But if you want to rise above your current level, you must silence that voice with discipline. Audit your daily actions. Audit your thoughts. Audit your emotions. Every choice you make either reinforces your old program or builds a new one. Look at your mornings. Do they align with who you claim you want to become? Look at your conversations. Are they filled with growth or gossip? Look at your habits. Do they move you closer to your vision or keep you numbed by routine? The key to transformation lies in awareness. You cannot destroy a parasite you refuse to acknowledge. You must bring it into the light, dissect it, and study its patterns. When you see the code clearly, you take back the power to change it. This is where strength is born, not from motivational bursts, but from deep self-awareness sharpened by truth. So as this year nears its end, stop blaming time, luck, or circumstances. Audit your own system. Your failures are not personal. They are mechanical. You have been running a faulty program. But once you see it, you can reprogram it. And that's where the breakthrough begins. This step isn't about punishment. It's about liberation. The goal is not to feel guilty for who you've been, but to reclaim authority over who you're becoming. Because when you finally understand that everything around you is just a reflection of the patterns within, you stop being a victim of life and start becoming the architect of it. The audit is the first cut into the fabric of illusion. It is the moment the warrior inside you awakens and says, "No more autopilot, no more excuses, no more denial. Only truth, only growth, only evolution." So go inward, confront the code. Because until you know what's controlling you, you can't take control of anything. Once you complete this step, you'll never see yourself or your world the same way again. Step 2. Rewrite the program. Now that you've audited the code within, you stand before the next battlefield, the rewriting. Awareness means nothing without transformation. You can know every weakness, trace every scar, and label every limitation. But if you do not replace the old programming with a new command, the past will reassert itself like a virus that refuses to die. Your paradigm doesn't vanish because you've seen it. It mutates. It adapts. And if you don't fill that space with intentional thought, the old patterns will return, stronger than before. Rewriting your program begins with understanding a brutal truth. Your subconscious mind doesn't care what's real. It only obeys what it's told repeatedly with emotion. It cannot reason. It cannot distinguish fact from imagination. It only follows orders. The problem is, for most of your life, those orders came from fear, insecurity, and inherited beliefs. I can't. That's impossible. People like me don't make it. You've been hypnotized by repetition. So now, you must hypnotize yourself into greatness. The subconscious mind accepts commands through 2 gates: repetition and emotion. That means you must speak your new reality as if it already exists, not as a wish, but as a declaration. Write it down on a card, keep it with you, and read it daily. Not once, not occasionally, daily. Read it in the morning before the world pollutes your mind, and at night before you surrender to sleep. Because in those moments, your subconscious is most open and it listens. But mere words are not enough. You must feel what you speak. You must embody the vision. Picture yourself living the reality you want, and feel it in your nervous system as if it's already true. That's how the new paradigm takes root. Not through logic, but through conviction. The old mind will resist. It will whisper that you're delusional. But remember, every great creator was called delusional until the world saw their results. This process demands emotional consistency. The mind is like wet cement. Every repetition leaves an imprint. Stop reinforcing the old story. Every time you complain, you confirm weakness. Every time you doubt, you reset the program. You must become vigilant with your thoughts, because your subconscious is always listening. Now, protect your environment like it's sacred. You cannot build a new operating system while downloading the same poison from social media, gossip, and negativity. Every conversation, every video, every scroll session is programming you, one way or another. If it doesn't align with your new frequency, cut it out. This is not about arrogance. It's about preservation. You are in the process of rebuilding your identity from the inside out, and not everyone deserves access to that process. This step also requires rewriting how you speak about yourself. Language is the coding language of the mind. The words "I am" are commands to your subconscious. I am tired. I am broke. I am unlucky. Each phrase is a self-inflicted curse disguised as honesty. Replace them with strength. I am capable. I am disciplined. I am inevitable. Say it until it feels uncomfortable, because that discomfort means you're stepping into a vibration that your old self can't tolerate. And yet, rewriting isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about mastering your focus. When you catch yourself slipping back into old thoughts, don't argue with them. Override them. The subconscious doesn't understand conflict. It understands direction. Replace every negative image with a vision of power. Replace every fearful scenario with faith. Repetition rewires reality. In time, you'll notice subtle shifts. You'll stop reacting the way you used to. Your energy will stabilize. You'll feel less drawn to chaos and more attracted to discipline. That's how you know the new code is taking hold. The internal chaos doesn't disappear overnight. It quiets, then obeys. But understand this. Rewriting the program is not about lying to yourself. It's about reminding yourself of the truth that has always been buried beneath the noise. You are the programmer. You are the architect. You are the conscious force behind the machinery. And when you choose new thoughts with intent, you are not creating fantasy. You are reclaiming command. This is where most people stop. They recognize their patterns, maybe even write down goals, but they never rewire the emotion attached to their thoughts. They still feel like the old self, even when they try to think like the new one. You must align thought and feeling, intellect and emotion, until the subconscious can no longer tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. That is the alchemy of transformation. So write your program with precision. Speak it with power. Feel it with conviction. Protect it with discipline. And soon, your external world will have no choice but to reflect the new reality within you. You are not a prisoner of your past programming. You are the one who writes the code. And from this moment on, nothing moves unless you command it to. Step 3. Discipline the body, command the mind. Your body is not who you are. It's the instrument your mind uses to create results. Yet most people live as slaves to their own vessel. They wake when it wants comfort. They eat when it wants distraction. They quit when it wants ease. They are ruled by flesh instead of will. But if you ever wish to rise above the average, you must reverse the hierarchy. The body must obey the mind, not the other way around. This is where discipline becomes sacred. Discipline is not punishment. It's alignment. It is the art of forcing your actions to match your vision. Without it, your goals are nothing but hallucinations. When you discipline your body, you are teaching your subconscious a single truth: I am in control. And that truth, repeated through consistent action, rewires your paradigm faster than any affirmation ever could. Think of your habits as soldiers. Each routine, each decision, each repetition is either training your army to fight for your future or surrender to your past. When you hit snooze, when you break promises to yourself, when you allow procrastination to take the throne, you are reinforcing weakness. But when you act in defiance of comfort, when you move despite fatigue, when you hold the line when no one is watching, you are programming victory. The subconscious respects evidence. It listens to action far more than words. You can tell yourself you're disciplined 1,000 times, but until your behavior proves it, your mind will never believe it. Every small act of obedience to your higher self becomes a command written into your nervous system. That's how identity is forged. not in moments of inspiration, but in the quiet repetition of willpower against resistance. Start with your mornings. The first hour of your day sets the tone for the next 23. Rise with intent. Do not reach for your phone. Reach for clarity. Move your body. Breathe deeply. Read something that elevates you. Each morning you command your start. You anchor your authority. Discipline is not about extremes. It's about consistency. Then, look at your physical environment. Chaos in your surroundings reflects chaos in your mind. Clean it. Organize it. Simplify it. The external mirrors the internal. When your physical space is in order, your mind begins to believe in order. This is how you subtly train your subconscious to expect structure, and structure breeds power. But the body doesn't yield easily. It will rebel. It will whisper lies of fatigue, hunger, distraction. You must learn to distinguish between the voice of need and the voice of weakness. One sustains life, the other sustains mediocrity. The key is awareness, to observe the resistance without surrendering to it. When the old habits resurface, pause. Do not panic. This is proof that your new program is working. The system is defending itself. Push through it. Every time you override an old urge, you send shock waves through your subconscious, rewriting the script line by line. Pain becomes a signal of transformation, not punishment. Discipline also extends to what you consume, not just food, but information. What you feed your body fuels your energy. What you feed your mind fuels your reality. Junk food and junk thoughts produce the same result: sluggishness and decay. To command your mind, you must filter your inputs. Read wisdom. Listen to those who've mastered themselves. Cut out those who drain your energy. Remember, mastery over the body isn't about looking strong. It's about being unshakable. The warrior trains not to impress, but to remain calm in chaos. When you discipline the body, you build a fortress for the mind. You become centered when others crumble. You move with precision when others panic. That's what separates leaders from the lost. In time, you'll notice something strange. The body begins to obey automatically. The workouts become natural. The routines become effortless. The resistance fades. That's when discipline evolves into identity. You no longer try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. It's not motivation that drives you anymore. It's momentum. Understand this. Your body is the most visible manifestation of your paradigm. A scattered body reveals a scattered mind. A strong, focused body reveals a mind that commands itself. Every rep, every run, every late-night grind is not just physical effort. It's a declaration of who you've become. So train like your freedom depends on it. Wake with purpose. Move with intent. Rest with awareness. Discipline every cell of your being until the world recognizes the authority you hold over yourself. Because when you control the body, you control the mind. And when you control the mind, you control everything. Step 4. Detach from logic. Embrace vision. Logic is the comfort of the timid, the fortress of those who fear failure more than mediocrity. The world worships logic because it is safe. It gives the illusion of control, the illusion of certainty. But logic is built on past data, and the past is the very thing you are trying to escape. If you live by logic, you are chained to what has already been done. If you live by vision, you are guided by what could be. Logic repeats history. Vision rewrites it. Every person who ever changed the world began as a heretic in the eyes of logic. The first to fly the first to invent light, the first to conquer mountains or reach for the stars. They were all told it couldn't be done. And yet, they did it, because they chose faith in imagination over obedience to reason. The logical mind says, be realistic. The visionary mind replies, reality is mine to define. You have been programmed to seek permission from the rational world. You were taught to think small, to follow the map, to stay within the boundaries others drew for you. But boundaries are illusions, invisible fences built by those who stopped believing in their own potential. The truth is that every paradigm, every system, every rule was invented by someone no smarter than you. And what was invented can be reinvented. Detaching from logic doesn't mean rejecting intelligence. It means liberating it. Logic has its place, but it was never meant to be your master. It's a tool for refining vision, not replacing it. Vision is born in chaos, in the realm beyond reason, the dark unknown that only faith can navigate. To live there requires courage, because it means giving up certainty. It means building bridges where no ground exists yet. It means acting before the world agrees with you. But here's the secret. The subconscious mind thrives in vision. It responds to emotion, imagery, and belief, not logic. When you see yourself as successful, fulfilled, powerful, not someday, but now, your subconscious begins to mold your actions to match that picture. You start attracting opportunities that align with the frequency of your vision. You begin moving as though success is inevitable, and in doing so, you make it so. Logic will whisper, you don't have the resources. Vision answers, I'll find them. Logic will say, you don't have the experience. Vision responds, I'll learn faster than anyone else. Logic will insist, you can't. Vision smiles and says, watch me. The masses live in logic. The few who rise, they live in faith. Not religious faith, but the unwavering certainty that their inner vision is more real than external appearances. They understand that every breakthrough begins as an irrational decision, a choice to believe before evidence exists. This step demands that you stop negotiating with doubt. Stop waiting for the right time, the perfect plan, or the approval of others. Those are the illusions of logic. If you wait for conditions to be ideal, you will die waiting. Vision requires movement. It requires a leap into the fog, guided only by your conviction. You will stumble, you will fall, but the act of walking itself reshapes the path beneath your feet. Detach from the approval of the logical world. When you begin to dream beyond its limits, you will threaten those who still bow to its rules. They will mock your ambition because it reminds them of the freedom they surrendered. Let them talk. Their doubt is proof you are on the right path. Train yourself to see not with your eyes, but with your spirit. When logic says, it's too late, vision says, I'm just getting started. When logic says, that's impossible, vision says, everything impossible was once attempted by someone insane enough to try. The danger isn't in dreaming too big. It's in dying with your dreams intact. The logical mind fears the unknown, but that's exactly where your next evolution lives. Logic builds walls. Vision tears them down. Logic calculates. Vision creates. Logic asks for proof. Vision becomes proof. To finish the year strong, stop seeking certainty and start seeking alignment. Act not because the plan is perfect, but because your purpose demands it. The logical mind will always find reasons to wait. The visionary heart knows the only perfect moment is now. So silence the noise. Detach from the numbers, the probabilities, the so-called facts. Facts describe the past. They do not define your future. Trust what you can see inside. Let that inner vision burn brighter than your fears. Because when you finally let go of logic, the impossible stops being impossible and starts becoming inevitable. Step 5. Commit to the shift. Daily. Change is not a moment of inspiration. It is a war of repetition. The difference between those who transform and those who only wish they could is not knowledge, not talent, not luck. It's daily commitment. The weak chase motivation. The strong build momentum. The truth is brutal but freeing. You will not rise because you want to. You will rise because you refuse not to. A paradigm shift doesn't happen in a single breakthrough or a flash of clarity. It happens in the daily grind, in the quiet decisions when no one's watching. It's forged in the mornings you get up when your body says stay down, in the nights you keep working when your mind begs for distraction. Transformation is not born from intensity. It's born from consistency. The world rewards those who act even when the fire fades. Commitment means you choose your new program again and again, every single day, until it becomes second nature. You will not feel powerful every morning. You will not feel unstoppable every night. But your commitment must remain when your emotions vanish, because emotion is fleeting, but discipline is eternal. Every time you act in alignment with your new paradigm, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your new life. The old you will fight for survival. It will whisper, take a break. You've done enough. You'll start again tomorrow. That voice is the dying echo of your former identity. It knows its reign is ending. You must kill it through consistency. You must teach your subconscious who is in charge by proving it through repetition. When you act in defiance of your old self, the new program starts taking command. Commitment isn't glamorous. It's not the fiery speech, the New Year's resolution, or the inspirational high. It's the lonely repetition of greatness, the uncelebrated grind. You'll feel bored, impatient, doubtful. That's how you know it's working. Every time you repeat a behavior that aligns with your future instead of your past, your subconscious starts bending to your will. Your mind must see proof before it believes. So give it proof. Keep the promise to yourself daily. If you say you'll study, study. If you say you'll train, train. If you say you'll wake early, wake. Every completed promise builds credibility with your subconscious, and that credibility becomes the foundation of unshakable confidence. You begin to believe yourself again, and that belief turns you into a force that cannot be stopped. Do not underestimate the small victories. The mind does not care how large the act. It only records obedience. Every time you follow through, even in something minor, you reprogram the code that once made you doubt yourself. That's how warriors are made. Not through grand gestures, but through the relentless mastery of the small. Guard your commitment like it's sacred. People will tempt you back to comfort. They will tell you to relax, to lighten up, to enjoy life. But they don't understand. You are building something eternal. You are forging a new reality. You are stepping out of the mental programming that enslaves the masses. This journey demands isolation before elevation. The path to transformation is narrow, but it is yours alone. You must also expect resistance from the world itself. The moment you decide to rise, the universe will test your resolve. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Life will push back. Not because it wants to see you fail, but because it wants to see if you are serious. Each obstacle is a test of authenticity. Every hardship asks one question: Do you really mean it? When you commit daily, something miraculous happens. You stop chasing results and start embodying them. The need for motivation fades, replaced by inner certainty. You no longer hope for change. You become the change. The old habits dissolve because there's no room left for them in the new system you've built. Carry your vision everywhere, in your pocket, in your thoughts, in your breath. Read it morning and night. Feel it until it becomes part of your heartbeat. Let it burn through doubt and exhaustion. You're not trying to change anymore. You are changed. Because the shift doesn't happen in a single decision. It happens in the thousands of small decisions that follow. It happens in the relentless choosing of the new self over the old one. So finish this year not with excitement, but with conviction. Commit to the shift daily until your habits reflect your power, your energy radiates purpose, and your life becomes undeniable proof that you were never meant to stay the same. Because when the world sees your transformation, they'll call it magic. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't magic. It was commitment. Every single day. You've seen the code. You've felt the resistance. You've glimpsed the truth that most will never face. That your life has never been random. It's been programmed. Every doubt, every delay, every quiet moment of self-sabotage was the old paradigm defending its territory. But now you've awakened. You've learned how to see the machinery behind your own existence. And that means the war has begun. Understand this. Awareness without action is surrender. You now know the system that controls your mind, your habits, and your outcomes. So if you go back to sleep, if you ignore what you've uncovered, the old program wins. You will become another ghost in the crowd, another dreamer who never rewrote the script. But if you commit, truly commit, you will become something the old world cannot understand. You will become dangerous. The 5 steps are not theory. They are the roadmap out of mental enslavement. Audit the code within. See the lies for what they are. Rewrite the program. Speak your new truth until it lives in your bones. Discipline the body. Prove to your subconscious that you are in command. Detach from logic. Believe in the impossible until it becomes inevitable. And commit to the shift every single day, no matter how small the progress, no matter how quiet the victory. You see, life doesn't reward the clever. It rewards the consistent. Every repetition is a declaration. Every act of discipline is a seed planted in the soil of destiny. The weak crave comfort. The strong crave clarity. And clarity comes from sacrifice, from trading your old illusions for the raw truth of who you could be. There will be days when you feel nothing changing. Days when it all feels pointless. That's when the shift is deepest. When the old identity is dying and the new one is being born. Don't mistake silence for stagnation. That quiet is transformation taking root. When you begin to operate from your new paradigm, the world will move differently around you. Doors that once stayed shut will open without effort. People who doubted you will look confused, as if they've just woken up to someone they never knew existed. But the truth is, you always existed. You were just buried under noise, fear, and conditioning. This is your reclamation. The moment you stop obeying the old program and start creating your own. You are not here to repeat what has been done. You are here to build what has never been seen. You are not a product of your past. You are the architect of your future. So as this year closes, make one final vow. No more hesitation, no more delay, no more denial. You are done living as a shadow of your potential. You are done playing small to fit within the parameters of other people's fears. Now, you walk with intent. You speak with conviction. You think as the creator, not the created. You are not waiting for the new year. You are becoming the new year. When the clock resets, you won't need resolutions. You'll have revolution. You'll carry the fire of awareness, the power of discipline, and the clarity of purpose that makes you untouchable. Because from this point forward, you are no longer programmed by the world. You are programming reality itself.